Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Let's Draw Fairy Tales. We choose a fairy tale and we draw it. I will also read the fairy tale to you. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's begin. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Humpty Dumpty. So let's begin. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have a dollar store drawing pad. It's 8.5 by 11 inches wide. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser. If you have an old paintbrush that you haven't used for paint, you can use this to wipe off eraser bits and dust from your page. I have a dollar store one. We're also going to need some color. We're going to need red, pink, yellow, blue, and a color for the bricks. I'm going to use this dark orange color, but you could use red or you could use brown. I also have a black fine liner marker. Fine liner just means that the tip is small. It's not like a big marker. This is optional. If you don't have a fine liner, you could always use a black coloring pencil. And I've got mine right here. So let's begin. Let me clear all this stuff so we can start drawing Humpty Dumpty. Let me get all this dust off of my page. I've decided not to use my bright lights today, so I'm hoping that the sun stays out. If it goes under a cloud, it might get dark, so I'm hoping that everything stays okay because sometimes I don't like those big bright lights. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an egg because Humpty Dumpty is an egg. So let's draw an egg. Now, I want you to make sure to leave enough room on the top of your page for his hat, okay? So let's draw his body and his face. He's an egg here. There we go. There's my Humpty Dumpty egg. Now the next thing we're going to do is draw his hat. Now watch, I'm going to draw his hat sort of sideways on his head, like this. And then the top part. And then the bottom brim. Now you see this part in here? We're going to erase all of that, all right? Because we don't want that to show. So just erase it. And if you accidentally erase part of the hat or part of anything that you didn't want to erase, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is put it right back in with your pencil. My dogs are very active right now, so you might hear jumping around, barking. One of my dogs is licking her paws. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go about halfway down. Oops, I forgot to do this line here. There we go. About halfway down, we're going to draw a semicircle, just like this. Okay, that's basically going to separate his face from his body. And on top of that semicircle, let's draw a little bow tie in the middle. We're going to do a circle or an oval, and then kind of triangle shapes like this. That's his bow tie. Okay, and on either side of his bow tie, we're going to draw another semicircle. There we go, just like that. All right, why don't we go ahead and draw his face? And we can put details in later, but let's start with his nose. Now, right in the middle here, Jack, can you settle down? My dog Jack is all uppity right now. Let's draw his nose right in the middle. It's just a shape like this, and two little nostrils, just like that. Okay? And then on either side of his nose, we're going to draw, watch how I draw his eyes. His eyes are going to be closed. They're little semicircles like this that we draw kind of like the shape of maybe a moon a little bit. And we're going to fill all that in with black after. And let's just give him a big smile under that nose. All right. So that's what we'll do for now with his face. And like I said, we'll put in some details later. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw his legs. Now the easiest way to draw his legs are, watch, at the bottom of the egg, I'm just going to draw a few rectangles like this. All right. And we're going to erase this line and this line because his legs are attached to the body, right? So we want to erase that line that we had at the bottom of the egg. And again, if you accidentally erase something that you didn't want to, all you have to do is take your pencil and draw it in again. There we go. Okay, and we can give him little shoes, just little sort of bean-shaped shoes. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to draw knees. Now this is very easy. Watch what I do. On the outside of this leg, I'm just going up and doing a little circle, semicircle, and that side too, and that makes it look like he's got knees. Now we have to draw the wall, okay? On either side of him, we're just going to draw a straight line like this and a straight line like that. And if you want, you can close it up like this and make a big rectangle. All right? So now that we have the wall, and we're going to put bricks, but first we're going to put his arms. His arms are easy. About here, we're going to put some rectangles for his arms and just a few little squiggly lines for his hands. And let's do the same thing on this side. A couple of really skinny rectangles and a little squiggly stuff for his hands. You can give him 3 fingers, 4 fingers, it doesn't matter. Okay, for the bricks, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to draw lines all the way across, but I'm not going to draw it inside his legs, okay? You see what I mean? All the way across. And I'm going to do that all the way down. You can make them as thin or as thick as you want. Just don't get any of those lines inside his legs or his shoes. And I'll show you how to draw the bricks after. And you can take your time doing this. You can use a ruler if you want to be more precise. Or you can make them all crooked like mine. Oh yeah, that one's a skinny one. That's okay, my bricks are coming in all sizes here. There we go. Now I'm going to show you how to make bricks. Put lines down just in the first rectangle, just various lines down like this. They can be as long or as short as you want them, but just make a bunch of lines. Okay, I've got my lines all drawn in my first rectangle. Now the way you make it look like bricks is you go in to the middle of this box here. You see this rectangle that we sort of made? In the middle, in the next one, put the line down right in the middle. And then in the middle of this one. And then in the middle of this one. In the middle of this one. In the middle of this one. Just keep doing that in the middle. And in the end, it's going to look like you've got a brick wall. I hope that makes sense. And when you get to the end here, it's up to you if you want to put a little line there. I'm just going to leave it because it's small enough. Same thing here. Here, we don't have to put a line because it's a small little square, but we'll go to the next rectangle and we'll go right in the middle and we'll put our line in. You see? And we do that for the whole brick wall. Here, we don't have to put a line because his leg and his foot is covering it, right? But wherever we can see the bricks, we want to put lines down the middle. All right. Now let's continue. On this side here, there's that rectangle. Let's put a line right down the middle. There's the rectangle, down the middle. Okay? And here we'll put a little line because we can see it under his foot. And remember here, the line was probably going to be about here, but we couldn't see it. So we have to remember to put a line there. I hope that makes sense. The thing you don't want to do is put lines right under each other. You don't want it to be, I'll show you. You don't have to do this, but say you have your brick wall like this. You don't want to do this because that doesn't look like bricks, right? You want to make sure that they're in different spots in the middle like that. That looks more like a brick wall than that does. So you can take your time and practice this if you like. I'm just going to fill in the rest of the bricks here. My tiny little squished bricks. And like I said, you can make the wall as big or as small as you want. You can make the bricks really big, or you can make them tiny, tiny, tiny. That's all up to you. It's your wall. I hope you guys are doing okay. There. My bricks are done. So there he is, Humpty Dumpty sitting on a brick wall. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding a little bit of color. I want you to take your red color and we're going to color in the entire hat, okay? So let's start coloring in the hat. Now you could use markers if you want. I chose coloring pencils today. And you could use crayons. If you're using coloring pencils, you don't have to press down very hard. You really don't. And don't forget to turn your pencil as you're going. Turn it every little once in a while, because when you turn it, it helps it not to wear down all on one side. And you don't want to press down very hard because you don't want to break the tip, right? Now the way I color is I color in little circles like this, because I don't like to color in lines unless I want the lines to show. Like in the brick wall, I'll probably color with lines because a brick wall is supposed to look like lines, right? But otherwise, I always color with circular motion. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. And I'm going to fill in this entire hat with red. Do you know the little nursery rhyme of Humpty Dumpty? I know that this series is called Let's Draw Fairy Tales, but you know what? A nursery rhyme is kind of like a fairy tale. A nursery rhyme is a poem or a song, something that rhymes, that we tell kids for fun. And for adults too, it's for fun. I like nursery rhymes just as much as I did when I was a kid. So I figure, well, fairy tales, nursery rhymes, they're kind of the same. They can go in the same series. Don't forget to turn your pencil and don't press down too hard. If your hand starts to hurt from when you're coloring or drawing, that may be a sign that you're pushing down too hard, okay? Now the reason that we don't press down too hard is that we always apply more layers. I'm about to apply a second layer. Now all that means is that I'm coloring it in a second time. And I'm turning my pencil. When you apply layers, your color is more vibrant and more deep and more bright. For example, we're going to be using yellow. And when we apply more than one layer of the yellow, it's going to be much brighter. And as you can see here, you can see the difference right away. One layer, two layers. The red is much more vibrant. That's why you don't have to like push down really hard with your pencil and break your pencil and hurt your hand, because we're always just going to apply more layers. And I want you to learn that term, layers, okay? Because that's how you make beautiful, vibrant art, and that applies to painting as well. Watercolor painting, we add lots and lots of layers. And it makes the color more vibrant. And I think it makes things look much more pretty. I mean, we can really see the difference, and I'm not pressing down hard at all. Trust me on that. I am applying a very light layer here. But because we already applied the first layer, all of that beautiful red comes out very easily from my pencil. Are you remembering to turn your pencil? I hope so. I think this red is looking really nice. How's yours looking? Did you decide to do a second layer? You could even do a third layer if you want. If you think that you want it to be even more brilliant, more vibrant red, you can do a third layer. You do as many as you want to make it look the way you want it to look. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just quickly go through a third layer just to make sure that I didn't miss any little white spots. And I'm turning my pencil once in a while. See, I'm not being too precise. I'm just kind of going over it quickly. There we go. His hat is all done. For now, we're going to leave his face alone, and we're going to work on, actually, you know what? His bow tie is red, so why don't we pick up our red color and color in his bow tie. And I'm going to put a second layer in the bow tie as well, because I want that color to be really, really vibrant. Here's my second layer. And I'm turning my pencil. There we go. How you guys doing? All right, the next color we're going to choose is yellow. And there isn't too much yellow. It's the color of his shirt. So it's going to be this area here and his sleeves. So I'm going to start going from left to right because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you could start from this sleeve and go this way, just so you don't get coloring pencil all over your hand here. I already have some of that pencil on my hand here. I was painting all morning too, so I have bits of blue paint all over my hands. I'm going to go ahead right away and put in a second layer of that yellow. And I'm turning my pencil. It's very vibrant. So remember, just this area here and around his bow tie, okay? All of this is going to be blue. I just smudged all of my pencil there. Okay. Now, if you can, try not to get the yellow into the egg part up here, into his face. And try not to get it outside the lines into the blue, because sometimes when yellow and blue mixes together, it turns green. Not sometimes, all the time. That's part of color mixing. If you want to make a green color, you mix blue and yellow. All right, I'm going in with a second layer right away. I'm turning my pencil and I'm not pressing down hard. All right, how you guys doing out there? I hope you're enjoying this. There we go. Now I'm going to finish his sleeve here. You know what? I have pencil all over my hand. I'm going to take my eraser and erase my hand. That works, you know. Because I've got smudges everywhere. I'm just going to erase the smudges. Just around here. There we go. That's just me being picky. All right. Last little bit of yellow here is his sleeve. And I'm going to go ahead and put a second layer. Can you see the difference? This is one layer and this is two layers. I see a big, big difference. And sometimes with yellow, it's nice to put in a third layer because it's a bright color. Sometimes we need a third layer to make it really, really brilliant. Okay. Now, let's take our blue color, and we're going to color blue in the whole bottom part here and the legs. Those are his pants. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to color all of that in blue. And I have a nice light blue here. You can choose a dark blue or you could choose purple. If you wanted to choose green, orange, it really doesn't matter what color you choose. I like blue. I think blue and yellow looks very good together. Now don't press down too hard and don't forget to turn your pencil. I really don't want to break the tip of my pencil. I sharpened these before I started and they are very, very sharp. The thing is, you know, art supplies are very expensive and we always want to make sure that we don't have to sharpen too much, because then it makes, you know, the pencil wears down quicker. So if we're pressing hard and we break the tip, or if we forget to turn our pencil and it all wears down on one side, then it's going to break easier and we're going to have to sharpen more. And then it's going to last less time than it would if we're careful with our art supplies. So that's another thing I want to teach you. Make sure that you're very, very gentle with your art supplies so that they last well. So they last a long time, and you know, treat them well because they are expensive. And look what they do. They create beautiful works of art for you. So let's make sure we always take good care of our art supplies. When you're finished with them, you can put them back in a box or in their container. Always turn your pencils, or your crayons too. If you have crayons, you want to turn your crayons, because they could wear down all on one side too. Now I'm not going to do his shoes. Just doing the pants here. They look funny, but they are his pants. We're going to do the shoes black, I think. Alright, so I've done my first layer. I'm going to go ahead and put in a second layer of blue, meaning I'm coloring it in a second time. Can you hear my dog? He's snoring. Yeah, he's in the sunshine and I'm sure you can hear him. He's very loud. He's in the sunshine and he's warm. And today, as I draw this, we are in January here in Canada, And it's winter and it's so cold outside, so he's enjoying the sunshine right now. He's staying warm. He's snoring so loud. That's my dog Jack. He's a hound dog. He's so loud. So don't forget to turn your pencil. And I'm going to tell you the nursery rhyme now. It's very short, but it's very cute. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Do you know that nursery rhyme? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. So what happened to Humpty Dumpty is he fell off the wall, and because he's an egg, his shell cracked, and now he has to walk around the rest of his life with a little crack in his shell. But all the king's horses and all the king's men tried and tried and tried, but they couldn't put Humpty together again. And I think that Humpty Dumpty's character is also in Alice in Wonderland. If I remember correctly, I haven't seen that in a long time. He might just appear in the book, maybe not in the movie. Do you guys know if he's in the movie or not? Have you seen Alice in Wonderland? I don't remember if he's in the actual movie. Are you remembering to turn your pencil, my friends? All right, Humpty Dumpty's pants are done. I'm just going to go over a third time. I'm putting a third layer, a very quick third layer. I'm not being too detailed, just anywhere where I feel that there's a little bit too much white showing through the page. And if you chose to do this with markers, you definitely don't need more layers because markers are usually pretty vibrant themselves. There we go. Now I'm going to take my black coloring pencil and I'm just going to color in his shoes black. I can't stop laughing at how loud my dog is snoring. Dogs are so cute. They don't really care, you know, how much noise they make. Okay, I'm going to go in and put a second layer of the black, just to make it a nice dark black. All right. How are you guys doing? You doing okay? All right, so now we're going to color in the brick wall. And it's going to be easy. We're just going to color. And I chose this sort of dark orange. It's called a pumpkin orange. But you can choose, like I told you, you could choose any orange color. You could choose red. You could choose brown. I'm going to show you something, though. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you something. I have orange, I have brown, and I have yellow here. If I take those same colors, okay, orange, brown, and I'm not pressing hard, remember, we're just pressing lightly, and yellow. Look at that. It makes a nice brick red color. You see, you can mix colors, and I'm adding just a little more brown. And it makes a nice color. You don't have to just use orange or just use brown. You can mix the colors. You could do one layer of orange, one layer of brown, one layer of yellow, another layer of brown. You could even add another layer of orange. You see, this is what you can learn to do when you practice mixing colors. And if I wanted to, I could maybe even add a little bit of red to it. And we've got a nice brick red there. So remember, if you don't have the colors that I do, you can always practice at home and create some colors. I think that's a lot of fun, and one day I am going to do a video on that. Okay, so for the brick wall, I'm just going to color it all in with my dark yellow, orange, I mean, my dark orange. And for this brick wall, I think I'm just going to do one layer, because I want to be able to see my pencil marks underneath that divide all of the bricks. All right, so just take your time, fill in that whole brick wall with whatever color you chose. And if you want to do 2 layers, go ahead and do 2 layers. That's all up to you. Just don't forget to turn your pencil. And if you chose to do this with markers, you might have to go in after with a black marker and do all the lines again so you'll be able to see them. Just be careful around his pants, not to get any of that brick color into the pants. It doesn't matter, the black. It won't show if you get a little in the black, you see. I got a little in the black shoe, it doesn't show. I'm just going to be careful. Don't want to get any of that orange into my blue. There we go. Now don't forget to turn your pencil. I can't believe how loud my dog is snoring. This is so funny. I mean, anyone who listens to my videos, they know I have dogs, and you often hear the dogs and the cats. But I think this is the first time that Jack has snored this loud in one of my videos. And I don't have the heart to wake him up. He's so comfortable right now. I want to let him enjoy the sunshine. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a second layer. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I think I would like to. I think it'll look nicer. A light layer. Now don't forget to turn your pencil because this is a large area that we're coloring in here. We don't want to wear it down all on one side, right? And I want to try not to have to resharpen my pencil before I finish this. If you hear me laughing once in a while, I'm just laughing at Jack snoring. Do you have dogs? Do they snore that loud? I had a cat who snored really, really loud one time. Very loud. All right. So my brick wall is done. How are you guys doing? Is your brick wall done? So now what I'm going to do is I'm taking my black fine liner marker, and you could do this with your black coloring pencil. Just make sure it's nice and sharp. Or if you don't have a black coloring pencil, you could always just use your regular pencil if you want to. I'm going to outline some of Humpty Dumpty. I'm going to outline the egg area, his head, I guess. And your egg doesn't have to be white. You could have a brown egg. You can have any color egg you want. Now I'm going to outline the bottom here too. I just have to move a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. I'm going to outline his bow tie. There. I think I'm going to outline his whole body. Did you know that was coming? If you've seen my other videos, I do that a lot. I say, oh, I'm just going to outline this. And then I'm like, I think I'm going to outline the whole thing. And his hands, I gave him 4 little fingers there. Don't forget, if you're outlining, don't forget the knees. I don't think I have to outline his shoes. There. Oh yes, underneath here, I'm going to outline where his shirt meets his pants. And his other arm. And this side here. I went a little too far, so I'm just going to go in and put a little blue in there just to cover my little mistake there. There, you could do little tricks like that. Okay, I think I'm going to do the hat. May as well do the hat, right? I've done everything else, but I am not going to redo all those bricks, that's for sure. Can you even hear me talking above Jack snoring? So loud. All right. Oh, I made a little mistake again. So I'm going to take my red and just color in. See, I left a little bit of a gap there, so I'm just going to color that in there. No problemo. There we go. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have known. Okay, so let's take our black. I'm using my marker. If you don't have a marker, like I said, use a coloring pencil. And let's outline all of the facial features. And I'm going to color in that little moon shape all black, okay? That's going to be all black. And his nose. I'm going to color in his nostrils too. 2 little nostrils. This eye, same thing. I'm going to color all that in black. Jack, do you know how popular you are on the internet? All right, I'm going to do a little bit of detail here. I want to give him some eyebrows, so look, I'm just going to give him some happy eyebrows up here. This one, like that, okay? And let's give him some cheeks. What we do is a little semicircle at the end of his smile. Makes it look like he has cheeks. And I want to color those cheeks in, so I've got my pink color, and I'm just going to color in 1 layer, a little kind of circle of pink. Just like that on both sides. I'll make this one a little bigger. There. Humpty Dumpty is done. Now remember, my friends, I want you to always, always sign your work. I want you to be proud of what you've done. Sign your name and take ownership of this beautiful work of art that you just created. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this lesson, my friends. And remember, Mom and Dad, if you post your kids' art on Instagram, don't forget to tag me. The link is in the description below and in the About section of my channel. So we'll see you next time on Let's Draw Fairy Tales. Thanks for watching. Bye.